Hello, and welcome to Ed Show, the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. The question with hot shows and even hotter wings. We need to move on from that. So, what I'm doing today in the show, what you can expect from tonight's show will be there's two segments. This is the structure of the show. There's two segments. We've got a baking segment. I'm going to be teaching you how to bake. And lastly, we have a City Skylines segment, which is where I'll show you how to make a cool city in City Skylines, which is a video game. We'll, of course, have tweets of the week as well. And so that's the three segments of tonight's show. Please enjoy. Ed Show. Today we'll be doing a let's play of making scones or scones, scones, however you want to call it. I personally find the entire scone debate incredibly frustrating, because really, who gives a shit? Like, on a real note, like, if you say scones or scones, however you say it, I mean, I don't know. Why are we even having this conversation? It's a bit like the conversation of pineapple on pizza. I really don't care how you have your pizza, so I really don't care how you say scone or scone. In any case, let's get making these scones or scones. I say it both ways, so that's my thing. I've never really noticed how I say it, but I think if I did lean towards saying it one way or the other, I'd be saying scone. I think that's how I said it growing up, because that's where I'm from. I'm from the south of England. You know, we say scone. And as far as I can tell, okay, by the way, I've got this recipe transcribed. Maybe I'll share it or put it on the screen. But I'm just gonna do this, because if I think about this too much, then I'll start cringing out. So we've got self-raising flour here, and we're measuring this out, 225 grams. We need... Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, I've already made a slight mess. That's fine. That's what cleaning up afterwards is for. But yeah, you say cone. You don't say con. Like, if you were thinking of like a traffic cone, you don't say it's a traffic con. So, you know, make of that what you will. But you don't say gone. You don't say you know, if you like someone's gone, someone's disappeared, you don't say they've gone. So, you know, really, who gives a shit? There's more important issues to do with the north-south divide than how you say scone. And we all like one. We all like a scone. That's the one thing that unites us. Okay, so that's our self-raising flour. And then we just combine that with a teaspoon, well, I do half a teaspoon of baking powder. Need to open the washing machine because all the teaspoons are in the dishwasher. That's another thing. Dishwasher, washing machine, I always get them mixed up. People get confused. Don't you mean the washing machine, or don't you mean the dishwasher? You get your clothes out you're getting your dishes out the washing machine? Yes, I get my dishes out the washing machine. It washes stuff, no? Alright, here's a half a teaspoon of Dr. Oetker. I think it's very important not to do too much. I think the recipe calls for 1 teaspoon. But I go for half. I think that was about half, or maybe it was a bit more. Just because I think having too much baking soda can actually ruin it. It gives it a really baking soda-y taste that I'm not a huge fan of. Okay, so now caster sugar, 25 grams. So we get our caster sugar. This is just normal caster sugar or caster sugar. Have I zeroed? I've zeroed the scales. 6 grams, so it's gonna take ages. Let me just pour it. 8 grams, 12 grams. Ooh, was it 25 we needed? Alright, that shot up quite quickly. There we go, 25 grams. Just clip this back up. Look at these handy little clips. They're incredibly handy. Thanks to whoever made those handy clips. And now we need... I didn't put down how much butter we needed. I'm gonna have to Google how much butter we need. How much butter? 100 grams, but we're doing half, so 50 grams of butter. Which actually is quite easy to do because there's a handy little notation thing. 50 grams, you can cut that. Oh, maybe I'll just cut it instead of measuring it. Actually, no, I won't. I'm gonna measure it. We'll zero it out again. But basically, you just want to combine everything in the same bowl for now. How much is that? 18. So we wanted 50 grams, didn't we? Yeah. There we go, 50 grams. What next? Oh yeah, okay, so now... So you add all of the stuff in to your bowl, which now looks like this. I don't know what that camera can see, but I can see what this camera can see. So I'm showing you both. There's the cat. I think you might be able to see that. Meow. And then basically what you want to do is you want to start breadcrumbing, which I'll just do here. So I got a bit more coverage. And so breadcrumbing is, there's a good technique for it. And also, I think if you're going to do breadcrumbing, I think you need to cut your fingernails because otherwise all of the flour and the butter and that stuff gets underneath your fingernails and then it can like, I feel like your fingernails is not a super clean place to have. Should I be lower? Maybe I'll be lower so I'm a bit more... I've got more options. So yeah, no, like all the flour and the butter and stuff will just get underneath your fingernails, which is kind of fucking gross. Like I'm gonna be eating this shit and now it's touched the stuff under your fingernails. Like have a look under your fingernails, like if they're a bit long. I mean, most of the time they're clean, but like you'll just see that like gross, like black stuff that coagulates under there. It's horrible. But anyway, yeah, breadcrumbing methodology. I'll show you. You just want to be doing like little pincer type movement with your thumbs. Just sort of doing that. You want your palms to be clean. Palms to be clean. Unlike that of the British Broadcasting Corporation, which I'm taking this recipe from. Their palms are not clean. They're sullied with the red blood. Anyway, of the innocents. Now, let's continue. I didn't really plan to go on this tangent. It's just on my mind at the moment. Everything's getting worse. But no, let's not dwell. Let's focus on the fact that we're making some nice yummy scones. I can hear laughter outside. The flats beneath us must be having fun. Didn't get an invite to that. No, I don't care. No, I don't care that they have fun in the garden that we all share. No invite. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Now that is a very nice bit of breadcrumbage. Let's see, can we see that on this camera? It's very fine, but it's good breadcrumb action, huh? Alright. Let's clean as we go as well. This flour on the hob is starting to pee me off. And now my phone's out. I can't have that drop. I'm just washing my hands. Oop. Okay. Let's put my phone back in my pocket. Give us a little spray down. This isn't a aerosol spray, by the way. I recently just heard that aerosol sprays like give you cancer. Or like if you use an aerosol spray to clean your house, you're like, that's the thing, is it aerosol? I basically know 0 cleaning sprays that actually are like aerosol, like deodorant cans. But cleaning sprays are apparently like incredibly carcinogenic. I don't think this one is though. I can't imagine it is. Because it's just like liquid and it sprays like goopy spray. It doesn't like spray like a mist. I might be still getting cancer, but I don't know. It seems like everything's giving you cancer these days. Can't even smoke anymore without getting cancer. Alright, we're gonna crack an egg into here. It's good. So yeah, like this plastic jug. I make gravy in there and I put boiling water in the plastic jug. Does that mean that I'm gonna get cancer? I fucking hope not. Okay, let me get some milk now. So we've got some egg in the cup, egg in the jug. And now we need milk. The cat is going to come over to the fridge because I've just opened the fridge. She thinks it's feeding time. No, it's not feeding time. 150 milliliters. So we've got some egg in here right now. And we need to fill it up to 150 milliliters. Is that other camera recording? I've suddenly become nervous that only one camera is recording. No, they're both recording. Okay, it's fine. Okay, and then we want to mix this mixture together. I'm just going to use, actually no, I use the teaspoon. I'm just going to use the teaspoon that I used for the baking soda. We just mix this shit together. The production value on the 2 camera setup is fucking crazy. Okay. And now we get a bit lower. Egg in jug, 150 ml up. Oh yeah, I needed to put the oven on this whole time. Preheat your oven, guys. I don't normally preheat my oven just because I keep forgetting. 200 degrees Celsius with the fan. That's what we're doing. You know what? I'll put a recipe up on the screen at some point. Maybe at the beginning, I'll put the recipe up on the screen. You can pause it and transcribe it yourself. And it can sort of be like a word of mouth thing. But it's actually Mary Berry's recipe, which we all love Mary Berry, so can thank her for that. I hope I'm not like infringing on her copyright by stealing her recipe, but I think it's probably a similar thing to like knitting. I don't think you can copyright a knitting pattern, but maybe you can. See, I don't actually know about the knitting legal precedents. Okay, so let's mix some of this shit together. Hopefully this camera's picking that up. I'm just gonna mix a bit of this in. till it becomes nice and goopy. Egg and jug, yeah. Yep. I'm doing this all correct. I give it a little mix. I want to incorporate it all, and it should get real sticky. That's what we want, is stickiness. A bit more. That's nice and goopy. And also this scone mixture is delicious. The dough that we're making here, I love it. It's so nice. And it's better cooked, but it's actually, sometimes I don't know if it is better cooked. One day I think I'm just going to make this and then stop the recipe here and just eat the mixture. I know it's like a raw egg, but I don't think that's actually such a problem, is it? I think there's a big moral panic, a big moral scare when I was younger around eating eggs. You're going to get salmonella, but I actually don't think it's that much of a thing. Maybe it is. All right. So now that's super sticky, which is good. That's what we want. We want it to be kind of sticky. We get some flour. I'm not going to use the self-raising flour, actually, I've decided. And we want to flour our work surface. So I'm just talking to the cat. And we want to flour our work surface down. This is just regular flour. I'm not using self-raising. Because is self-raising more expensive, or it's just not worth using to flour your surfaces? I don't know. I'm not really a baker as such. Oh yeah, and I also need to grease a pan. Okay, let me do that as well. And I'll show you my life hack for greasing a pan, or a dish, or whatever you're going to use to cook it in. So I'm using this just because we don't actually have a lot of like baking dishes. Really, you should be using like something made for scones. Or maybe this is fine. Maybe this is what the pros use anyway. But here's how I grease it. So I get the butter, which is good. I love butter. We get the butter, and then we just sort of, let me show this camera as well, just so I'm getting double coverage. We just sort of goop it around. You know, maybe this is what everyone does. Like, this isn't a secret tip I'm sharing with you. Maybe this is just normal, but, you know, it's easy not to do any baking in life. You can just buy your baked goods from the shop and, like, never do baking yourself. But I think it's important to try. Maybe. It definitely feels good. Okay, now I've sort of buttered a bit too much. That's probably fine. And it also works as well if you've run out of butter. Like when you run out of butter and you still want to grease a tin, the foil is still real greasy. So, you know, you can sort of save your butter more. I'm just putting it back in the fridge. Should probably put the milk in. Oh, the milk's already back, which is good. Meow. Okay. So now for the bit you've been waiting for. I don't have a scone cutter. Now some people would be like, you don't have a scone cutter and you're making scones, like what the hell are you doing? Like what's the point? I'm gonna put a little bit of flour in because it's real sticky. It's almost too sticky. Well, I don't care. I'm just going to roughly form them into scone-like shape. So you just grab a hunk of your dough. You slap it down, roll it about, and then you formulate it. And it sort of already looks like a scone, in a way. Doesn't that look like a bit like a scone? And these are going to be huge, which is kind of the way I like them. Make sure you've got jam and make sure you've got clotted cream before you begin this task. And again, again with the scone thing, I really don't give a shit how you fucking put the jam or the clotted cream on first. Just in the same way that I don't give a shit how you say scone or scone. And you know, you might say, oh yeah, of course a scone sayer would say I don't care, but you know what? I don't give it. I really don't care. If you put your cream on first, cool. If you put your jam on first, cool. I'm not gonna sit there and watch you do it and go, you're doing that wrong. You're doing it so wrong. How? Oh my god, this is sacrilege. This fake outrage pisses me off. And I know you're just making light conversation, but do it on my terms or don't do it at all. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, so today we've made 5 scones. Sometimes you can make more, sometimes you can make less. I think I've gotten louder as this recording has gone on. So mixing this is going to be fun. These are quite floury. Maybe they're too floury. But that's what we've got ourselves. Excellent. So yeah, when I was thinking of doing this in my head, I was thinking of doing like a cool transition where I could still do it on this camera actually. Cleo's just playing with her litter. Anyway, let me wash my hands and then I'll put this in the oven. And then once you put it in the oven, it's in the oven for 12 to 15 minutes. And then when it comes out, you just want to slop. I do clotted cream first, and then I put the jam on top. I think it looks more aesthetically pleasing. Like, I do have a preference. I put a bit of clotted cream on and then the jam on top, because the creamy base sort of acts like butter, if you will. Like, if you're buttering a piece of toast, the creamy base adds like butter, and then the jam goes on top. So that's how I do it. I think that is the correct way, but I really don't care if you put the jam on first. Okay, so here they are, uncooked. I'm gonna dip beneath the camera now, and then dip back up, and they're gonna be cooked, and it's gonna look great. All right, 3, 2, 1. Wow. I wish you could smell what I'm smelling. I see they look, that's really hot. Oh shit. I wish you could smell what I'm smelling. They smell great. They're a bit big, but I like them big, and they combine, but you can always cut them apart. Ow! Shit. God. So yeah. That is the scone process. I hope I've not been slightly out of focus this whole time. I think it's very possible. But who cares? Yeah, we'll cool these down. Wow. Cool these down, and I'll put some clotted cream on them, and we can see the finished result. God damn, they look pretty good. Sheesh. I'm using Maribel raspberry conserve. You find this at Aldi and or Lidl. I think it's Lidl. I found it. And Taste the Difference Cornish clotted cream. I'll be honest, that shit's really expensive. It was a really expensive shop to get this, but god damn, you really can't argue with the results. So I'm gonna take a little bite now. They're still warm from the oven, but they're not. They've had time to rest. And I don't really care if I've done this wrong. I think I've done it right. It looks pretty fucking good. Wow. That and a cup of tea. Delicious. What you can also do is you can put raisins into the mixture while you're making it, and then you get raisin scones. But let's say, wow. All right. There we go. That's how to make scones. Enjoy. I hope you make these yourself. Just let me see if I can get a good angle. What's the best angle for this? But yeah, no, holy shit. A very delicious meal. Or a little snack. Yeah, okay. That's scones. Okay. So that was the pre-recorded section of Ed's show. And now this is me live. And this is Tweets of the Week. I'm still not really sure if this should even be a live show. Maybe I should just do the VOD. Anyway, I'm just doing it for the VOD now. Because I think that if I sorry, I've got a little sorry about that. Whoa. Got a little bit of snot in my nose. Because I think if I do this whole thing pre-recorded and just upload it straight to YouTube, I'll end up... Also, look at this refresh rate. I'll end up, not making the show. Because if I can just get it live, it's sort of done. I don't have to edit as much. Even though I'm, like, editing a whole fucking baking segment or whatever segment I decide to do. But this is just what I'm deciding to do. I think however it turns out is how it will turn out. But anyway, this is Tweets of the Week. This is a segment that I like to do. Oh yeah, and someone I had a chatter, a Twitch viewer come into my chat during the pre-recorded segment and was like asking me questions. How are you, mate? Do you have a deep sink yellow washing gloves though? If you would use a pair while cooking, it'll look smashing. So I was like, oh, I was actually eating whilst that was going on. I was like, I don't know this because I'm not actually live. It's a pre-recorded segment, but the thing is going live onto Twitch. So yeah, I mean, if you're just watching the VODs, this is also live on Twitch. I feel like this show is not very well explained, but I'm sort of explaining now. But anyway, this is Tweets of the Week, and I'm actually live. I'm here now. But the guy left, so it was sort of an awkward interaction in the chat. But he just left, so or they left. I don't know. So anyway, let's continue with Tweets of the Week. So this is my tweet of the week. I'll bring it in. Oh. It's a little small. Can I make it bigger? Yeah. Okay. So it's actually two tweets because I was screenshotting my tweet of the week and then the one beneath it was actually pretty good. It was a repost of mine as well. So this is kind of a tweet of the week and repost, but I'm gonna show a second repost as well. So my tweet is: ready meal for dinner is a great idea if you want to be hungry in 20 minutes. Fairly self-explanatory. I find that a ready meal almost never fills you up. Like, I had a ready meal paella from Tesco, and it was delicious. It was really nice, but I was still hungry like 20 minutes later. So I just thought, I mean, have they ever been enough to fill you? It'd be nice if you could buy like a ready meal from the shop and it was enough to fill you up. But and anyway, the second one underneath that, which I was getting the screenshot, and I was like, that one's good as well. So I'll pop that in as well. That neurodivergent joy when you're cutting apart your neighbor's boat cover in the night and the scissors start to glide. I just thought that was funny. That was pretty funny. And then we'll do the repost of the week as well. So that wasn't my repost of the week, but that was a repost that I had reposted during the week. But I just thought both of them were quite funny. So there we go. That's my tweet of the week. And then the repost is: the absolute craziest thing Quint does in Jaws was take the time to make a little drawing of the Kittner boy getting eaten on the chalkboard in the town meeting. So that was when the town meeting happens and they're like, what are we going to do about this shark? And he just pipes up from the back and he's like, I can't remember what he says, like, you're going to kill a shark. This ain't no normal shark. That's his type of vibe. And he has drawn a little, and a child got killed by Jaws, the shark, and he's talking about how he's gonna formulate a team to kill the shark, and he's drawn that picture of the little boy getting eaten, which was a crazy move on his behalf. So that earned my repost of the week. So that was these are my tweets of the week. So that's the tweets of the week section of the show, and now we're going to go into City Skylines. So we've been streaming about half an hour, so I'm going to show you my City Skylines city. And Yeah, the segues in this show. I mean, it's all still very early version of Ed's show, but let's just pop into it. So, desktop audio's on. If I just do display capture, you're gonna see that, and then I'm just gonna move this over to my other. Oh shit! No, I want to stay there. Move this over here. City Skylines. Bang. So yeah, this is my city in City Skylines. And I'm just gonna give you the tour. I sort of play with some mods, and I'll show you the mods that I use. The like essential mods. Traffic Manager Presidential Edition. You need that mod if you're serious about building cities. You really need TMPE, because it just allows you to do stuff. I'll show you. Maybe I'll show you what that does. But all right. Also, it's raining, and I got this thing, play it. So let's make it like a nice time of day, make it nice and bright. And weather, we'll get rid of the rain. I don't really like it when it's raining. And I also do this thing. Oh, it's going to be a little emptying finish. We've got a death wave at the moment. Like, it's basically where all the citizens that moved in at a certain point, they reach the point where they're going to die, and then they just completely overwhelm. Oh god, there's traffic. They just completely overwhelm the cemeteries, and oh, it's because these guys are turning. They shouldn't be able to do that. So here's a perfect time to show off TMPE. So in the vanilla game, you can't do this. Oh, I'm so bright. The sun has just decided to come out. Maybe if I move the camera, I'll be less bright. No, I can't do that. Keep the camera there. Alright. I'm just gonna look like I've been nuked. So yeah, in the vanilla game you can't do this, but with TMPE you can. Whoa. Virtual allocation memory remapping failed. I think my game's just crashed. Alright, well, it's very possible that I don't have enough RAM to be able to do this. Let's see if I can shut this down. Virtual. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, so the entire my computer's basically crashing now. I hope you can still hear me. If I'm still going out live. My Streamlabs is kind of broken a little bit as well. What the hell? I'll just hit play again, see if that launches. Let me check if I can still even be heard. Yeah, this is still a beta show. Let me check if I can still. Oh, I can still be heard. But Streamlabs is currently like completely broken. If I shut it, what would you even do in this situation? When your stream kind of breaks. Well, 37 minutes. Well, I hope you enjoyed the baking section. Because if I shut this, I'm assuming the button I've got here. Do you know what? I don't need to change the stream anymore. So let's just try this one more time. You know, if this breaks again, I probably should have tested this a bit more thoroughly. Then I guess we won't continue with Ed show today, but we'll try it out. Hopefully you can still see this. What's happening on the screen right now? Pardon me. Yeah, it's loading. Okay, this is the loading screen mod I've got as well. It's kind of useful if you've got a lot of mods. I think I might be able to fix any RAM issues I have as well when I get into the actual game, because I think it's TMPE. Basically, Traffic Manager does this thing where it's like it simulates every car and doesn't do despawning. Because in the actual game itself, the vanilla game, sometimes cars would just despawn to like sort of keep the what's it called? I guess the RAM down. I mean, I've got 16 gigabytes, and you can see now that system RAM use is basically almost at the maximum. Okay, we're in. Let's TMP. Simulation accuracy very low. Let's see if we can't play like that, and then we'll change the weather again. Rain, snow intensity, turn that right off, and we'll make it like nice and daytimey, not eveningy. Okay, so this is the first area that I made in City Skylines. It's like a logging area, and this is where the city began. So I started on this like sort of, there was a big hill, and I thought a park, like a nature reserve type park in the middle of the hill would go well. Ignore how that looks a bit fucked. And then I made this sort of like ring road. It's like a 2-directional ring road that goes around the city, sort of. Oh god, the cemetery's full. You see what I mean? Like, that's why the death wave has happened, and why there's so many of these little death icons around, like a body is waiting for transport. Like, I just don't have enough hearses going around at the moment, but eventually that just sort of sorts itself out. And I have enough money that it doesn't really matter, but I did have a point where buildings started getting abandoned. Maybe I just need to just plop a few more like thingies down. Yeah, you see there's actually quite a bit of dead areas that don't get. Hopefully that fixes stuff. It won't fix it quickly. In fact, it'll fix it very slowly, but I don't know why I didn't do that sooner. Okay. But yeah, this is where the thing began, Woking. That's where I'm from. That's why I named it. It's not really anything like Woking, but I just thought that's kind of cute, isn't it? So we've got this big ring road and a tram system. Trams and buses, I've sort of gone quite in depth with having a public transport system, because if you have good public transport, your traffic is good sort of by default, because people have ways to get around without using their car, which you really want, because otherwise everyone's just fucking gridlocked up. But a bus or a train doesn't cause gridlock because it can move people much more efficiently, or at least it gets cars off the road. So yeah, we have this is our starting towny area. I love this intersection, and I love this building. This is my home, my planning office. This is where I would stay maybe if I was like in town and I was like having to think of a new oh, I should need to change the stream description. Can I do that in the thing? Yes, I can change my category. Search for a category. Cities Skylines. There's currently 15 viewers for City Skylines right now, so I'm really hitting a hot point on the market. Okay, so that was just me changing a stream setting. Oh, I know. The daytime is actually changing because I've got enabled daytime dynamic weather. Isn't there a way to, yeah, turn off day-night cycle? I normally play with day-night cycle turned off just because it makes things better. Also, I've got this weird thing at the moment where everything looks like shit from this angle, but from this angle it looks nice. So I sort of try and play like from this angle. But anyway, let's continue. But yeah, there's here's the tram depot and the forestry bit. Not much to speak about there. There's like a weird German street that I just plonked in. I think I was doing that to unlock a unique building. And this is just a little shitty suburb. I gave this area quite low effort, but it is sort of residential area for the forestry industry. And there's also a cargo hub here as well, just so the forestry goods can just get straight out of the city and they don't have to clog up our roads, so that's nice. Yeah, let's move on. Football's a big thing in my city as well. I kind of wanted sports to be a big thing. But anyway, here's the train terminal, and this is a really busy station. as you can see, look at all the people. And there's bus ranks here, or bus stands, for buses to get involved with as well. I don't know, do the buses actually go into it? Let's not wait around and see, but they should be able to just go in there, but there's no like junction for them. I'm assuming it works. Oh no, this guy's just pulling out here. In they get. On the purple bus. But yeah, so the ring line, it's sort of a big ring that goes around. There's another station here. We follow it around. Follow it around. There's a big station here. Potential train station. It's not potential. It is a full train station. Dale Park, which is it's the Mr. Kipling Stadium, and we fucking win basically all of our games. Well, two losses, but we could try and keep the ticket prices low because we love our people. And look at the profit that we've made here. And there's a dead guy in the stadium right now. We need to get them out. Hopefully our hearses can keep up with demand there. And these trains are basically full all the time. I should probably increase their how frequent they are, but I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want to cause any issues. We've got a cargo airplane hub, which is cool. This had serious traffic problems for ages, which is why they've got this super heavy duty like roundabout, and now for some reason they've just all stopped using it. So either I fix the traffic massively in a big way. It's all like sort of one-way systems to get in and out. So they all come in from this side. There's a big roundabout. And then before they interact with the traffic coming in, they get a chance to go over and out this way. And then I don't know why this guy's taking the long route round, but whatever. It's fine. Yeah, why are these guys taking the long route round? Oh, they're transporting mail. Whatever. So yeah, that's the cargo terminal. Here's the football stadium, and there's like hotels here. There's like a tourism district, so like maybe your hotel might look in at the game and you could see people playing. Oh look, there's a game on right now. This is awesome. Yeah, can I get rid of that? We can actually see the players playing, and our team is the red team. Everyone wears red in our city when a game is happening, but it also causes a lot of traffic whenever there's a game happening. Let's just see who scores the first goal. Why not? Oh fuck yeah! Yes! Yes! So that's red team winning at the Kipling Stadium, which is great. And you can see like all of our fucking red players. Everyone's wearing red. We love it here. We love the football here. So this is sort of the main sort of city capital-ish area, and we've got sort of more financially business type area here. We've got a observation tower with a dead person in it, right at the very top. And we've got our nature reserve, and this is actually a ruin, like that was here when the game started. Sometimes the game like populates little ruins, like for example this castle, which I might do something with later. So a little bit of history for you, and you can see that we've got nice little observation zones. So we move further down. We've got this highway that sort of bisects the land a bit. It's 2 lane, 4 lane even, 2 directions. I would hate to drive on this just because there's no separator between the lanes, but it really gives a shit. It made it a lot simpler to build rather than building 2 one-way highways each direction. We've got the Ministry Palace here, just a bit of history. I want to keep the like tourism pushing throughout the city just so it doesn't all focus in one place, and there's a bit of history throughout, you know. So I've got this European style that I've sort of blended with the default style. Nice big roundabout and a farming area because we had some fertile land that we decided to use. We got some coos, some Highland coos, and some little lambs. They're quite loud. But yeah, this place is great. So many crops, a lot of output. We could always increase our... Well, you know, we could always make stuff more efficient, but it's working right now. This isn't really working. But it's always been busy. As long as it doesn't back up onto the highway, I don't really care if it's quite busy around here, because it's going to be busy. It's cargo, you know. There's a lot of exports and imports. This cemetery's full. We got to empty the cemetery. I wish there was a way to do that automatically. Buy airport. This is the buy airport. I'm not very good at naming stuff. I was like, buy the airport, and it's buy airport. It's interesting. But here's the airport. Loads of football fans coming into the city. And buses will take you out of the airport to wherever you want to go. And there's also actually an underground section as well. So if I press... What do I have to press? Down, you can see there's a little underground station here, a little metro line. And that will take you to the main train station. And then there's an underground station just by the stadium as well. So this is sort of like a central area, like a hub, if you will. And you'll be able to go elsewhere from here. Speaking of elsewhere from here, let's take a little trip around to another section that hasn't got like a ton of love to it. I had some issues making this place. Why are the shadows so red? I think I can change that. Options, advanced, no, it's options, colors, equator colors, edit. It's sort of midday. Yeah, they're all red. There we go. See, modding city skylines and making it all look how you want it to look and run well it's a bit of a dark art. But yeah, we've got all these people leaving. These buses aren't that full. Maybe some more efficient routes could be made. There's a zoo here, a small zooniverse. I'm actually losing money right now. I'm normally earning a lot of money, but it'll go green. Yeah, you guys gonna green it. Just like that. Yeah, this zoo's not great. I've made better zoos in other cities, but this is my biggest city, so I'm showing you this one instead. But yeah, there's lions. There's lions and there's giraffes. And I think there's monkeys. Yeah, look. Little monkeys. And they just kind of hang out, which is great. How long have I been streaming for? About 50 minutes. So I think an hour is where I'm going to be at. So I'm on track. I don't want to go too crazy with this. There's a temple here as well, a temple complex. And I was thinking of expanding this area more this way, but I got a bit bored with this area. And traffic is a massive problem here. So I've had to downgrade a lot of these buildings to low density buildings instead of high density buildings. Just because traffic was becoming that much of a nightmare. I think something about the way I set this place up just was not good. But it's working now, and you know, people use the train station, so who cares? It might be better now. I've kind of maybe have fixed it, but it's not great. But here is a really great place. I'm really proud of this. This is my latest section that I built just a few days ago. Belmont Heights. I've sort of based this off Edinburgh a little bit. In my head, this was sort of like a Edinburgh district, sort of like, you know, the city Edinburgh in Scotland. I've been there a couple times. I lived there for about a month or so. And I've visited there a lot. So that was sort of what was in my head when I was making this place, and what this would be Edinburgh Castle. Castle of Lord Chirpwick, we'll call it. Ed's Castle. So this is where I spend my holidays maybe, and I let people come in and visit it because I'm nice like that. And there's sort of a nice little naturey park area and a small museum just right next to my castle. It's not a great park, only 2 stars, but pardon me, the ticket price is 0, so I hope people use it. And just like Edinburgh, there is a tram system, and this tram is very heavily used. Like basically every tram is at least half full. They were all fully full for ages, and then I just increased the frequency of the stations. Have we just won the game? I think I just heard the sound that said we won the game. Yay, we won it. Fantastic. Okay, we won our football game. There's a hospital. And then the high street continues down. This would be like Leith Walk. If you know Edinburgh at all, this is sort of what I imagine Leith is in my city. And it goes down to like some residential areas. And I use the green cities. So these are all very renewable buildings. It's very woke. And then it sort of degrades into less renewable buildings, more like traditional. These are the vanilla houses, I think. But I like the look of them. It's nice and colourful. Because these aren't very colourful. It's all sort of green and boring, but they look nice. But they look nice and they're not green or boring, so it's kind of cool. And it goes down by the river. Got this nice sort of river bit. There's a high school. We've got a couple high schools dotted about, but this is the big high school. I think I got this off the Steam Workshop. There's a fire. Let's see what the fire system's like here. Oh shit. It's not good. Let's pop that down. Maybe they'll be a bit happier with that. Otherwise, that house is 100% going to burn. It's not a great place for a fire station, actually, to be honest, because they'd have to leave out it this way and then come around. Now, do you know what? I'll move it. Put it there. There we go. And then I'll zone that normal, like. I've got the Anarchy mod as well, which allows you to just sort of, if there's stuff placed down, it allows you to put stuff over it. I mean, these will get destroyed. There we go. It just stops you getting that like annoying message being like space already occupied. And another great mod as well is Move It. I think it's called Move It. It's that little 4 thing in the bottom right. You can move any road. So look at me move that road. I'm not going to move it now because there's stuff being built on it, but just sort of allows you to move roads after you've built them. There's a little park here, or quite a big park. A big bridge that goes over the river. And then there's a IT/financial district here, which is honestly a bit too big. I don't really love the look of it, and it's very much... That's the last thing I built, most recent thing I built, and I don't love it. I think I'm going to change it around a bit. But there's like no traffic here. Like, nobody comes here, but all of the buildings are full of workers, so they must be able to get trains in. Well, not trains, trams in. They probably get off at one of these stops and just walk. So that's a dub for the public transport system. I think... Oh, what is this? There's a bus line. Is that a bus line? Seems to be... Let me move the stop. Ah, it needs to connect up. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oop. Do you know what, guys? I'll fix that later. What even is that? Where's it going? I'll fix that later. But that's just a little bus line that's clearly broken in some way. Oh, now these guys are broken. It's fine. It's fine. We got this industry area, a flour mill for the crops that are grown over here. But they've not got enough raw materials. Probably because they need storage. But yeah, it is sort of a bit haphazard, I won't lie. But let's continue on a bit further. We find... Oh, I fucking love this part of the city. This is maybe my favourite part of the city. I know I said the Edinburgh bit was sort of my favourite part of the city, but actually I think this one is. There is a massive highway that sort of bisects these two areas, which I'm not a super fan of, but the fact that it will mean that traffic is lessened. Like, people can get to where they need to go quicker. So, you know, highways bisecting neighborhoods is not great, but you know, there's a metro that goes over it. So if you see this is our metro line, and they're really big trains. They've got room for 500 passengers, and they're quite frequent. Like, you wait for it at the station, there'll be another one along pretty quick. Yeah, here comes another one. So I'm fine with that. It's sort of a necessary evil, and there's bridges that go over it. They don't even get used that much. There's even pedestrian bridges, I think, as well. Oh, the pedestrian bridge is currently broken because I was building this. So yeah, this is our I've not named this area, but this is all like high density green areas. We've got a nice lovely little park. I love this park. Our transport park, because we love transport, we're very proud of our transport systems. Football arena, tennis court, a small car park, a massive tower that looks like a PS5, the high interest tower, the Museum of Modern Art, and we also have the Modern Technology Institute, MIT, or MTI in this case. You know, like Michigan Institute of Technology, Modern Institute of Technology, it's MIT. That's kind of what I'm assuming that's meant to be like. And look, there's a massive hologram of the world. We've actually harnessed hologram technology now, which is fantastic. You know, we're coming along leaps and bounds every single day in this city. It's fantastic. The buses here get used a bit more. I think I've made the lines a bit more efficiently around here. I would say the lines aren't very realistic to real life because they sort of are more circular than going to a terminus and then returning back the same way. But who cares? Here is... I fucking love Edworld. This is Edworld. It's my theme park. I made this, I think, last night or the night before. It gets a fair few visitors. Let's see. We're still not making a profit on it. It's losing, but just because you're losing money on something doesn't mean it's not worth having, I'd say. And we've got so many densely packed rides. It's one thing I hate about theme parks is you're walking around for fucking ever. You don't have to walk around belly at all. Everything is right next to each other. So that's amazing. We've got cafes, rotating teacups, we've got little rides. All the small rides are like very near the entrance. You get to this sort of like area here and you're like, let's go on the small rides, the kiddie area. And there's a trampoline park. People love bouncing. You know, I love bouncing too. I actually used to be a trampolinist. Did you know that? No, why would you? But this is sort of the kiddie area, and they just sort of go on these boring as hell rides. I mean, look at that. That's dull. There's a small park, sort of like Legoland-esque, haunted house, and then the big boy rides. There's sort of like Saw, if you've ever been to Thorpe Park, Saw. And then the desert ride. Awesome. And we got some giraffes as well. The second instance of giraffes, which is cool. Just outside the park we have a riding stable, so the little toffs can have their little rideabouts on the horsies, which is nice. You know, kids love that sort of thing, riding horses. They might go like, "Mommy, please can I ride the horses?" Yeah, go for it. Come out of Chirpyland, Edworld, and ride the horses. There's a skate park and lots of buses coming back and forth all the time. Sort of coaches, I imagine. And this is like a hotel area as well, because I imagine it's sort of like Disney adults. They want to stay here in the hotels, and then they can go on the park in the morning and miss all the queues and stuff, which is great. Here's another just classic suburb. I don't want it to be too much of a sprawl. I hate the idea of living in a sprawl place. So either side you've got these are all offices, I think. Yeah, they're offices. So either side you've got offices where you might work, and then over here you've got the sort of main city. It wouldn't be too hard to get to and fro. And oh yeah, there's an entertainment-y district here. So you find there's lots of entertainment stuff. The comedy club, the gym, bowling. So you'd probably come over to, you take the subway maybe, or whatever you do. Oh yeah, there's also a subway line that connects to here as well, which is nice. So yeah, this is the second subway line we've got in the city. And that takes you along around here. This is a very breakneck tour. I hope it's not like too jarring. But I'm aware that I've sort of allotted myself like half an hour to do this, so you know, this is it. We've got another football arena, because when you, that's actually kind of annoying. I would have put a second big arena here, but when you're building stuff, for example, the football stadium, you only get one of them. Once you've built it, you've built your one stadium, so I had to find another stadium, which I think is probably somewhere else in here. I can't remember where I found it. So yeah, but this is a place where maybe the lower leagues practice or whatever. But you can watch them play as well, which is nice. What the hell? The level of play here is absolutely phenomenal. That was poor. But yeah, it's not very busy. 133 visitors. They're all tourists. There's sort of a shopping area. This is all like commerce. Emptying finished. Oh yeah, I was gonna move this. Let's keep that empty. I was gonna move that. It's kind of in a horrible place. Like, I don't like the way that the ground is doing that to it. So yeah, oh, and this goes underground, and I believe the station is here, so people can get back and forth. Dunk. There's a small farming area here as well, so you know, this is like a little village connected to it all, and maybe they work here in the farms. I should probably make some paths that go out, but it's nice big farms. Not enough buyers. Oh god, it's fine as long as the traffic's fine and I'm still making money most of the time. I'm losing money now, I don't know why, but I guess I'll figure that out when I go off stream. Because I swear I was making money the other day. I mean, I've got 5 million in the bank. I think they need more storage. Oh, that's full. Let's try and keep that on empty. Maybe if they try and empty it out, it'll all be used. So that's a slaughterhouse, it's an abattoir. Sort of the sad side of farming. Sorry, it happens, guys. It happens. No more room. See, this is why I've got so many fucking dead people around the place. Emptying finished. But it's slowly rectifying itself. You see, like, now we're back in the green again. 10 grand. Nice. Another football stadium, like a training ground. You know, maybe take your nippers here for practice on a Sunday. Football training. You know, I don't play football, but it's good that people have the option. There's a small bit of industry stuff here. Maybe you get your tires changed here, or they make motors or technology. Nylons galore. This is a nylon shop, which is cool. I don't want like to shovel the industry in like one area like really far away and it'd be like hard to get to, because you need your workers to be able to get to their jobs. So mixed zoning is sort of what the vibe is, but not so mixed that, you know, you're living right next to like a fucking chimney that's bellowing smoke into your house all the fucking time. Continuing on, we've got a cable car stop. What? Yeah, we've got a little cable car system, and oh, look at the metro going by. I'm gonna have the most crazy Hornby setup when I'm older. Like, I'm gonna have a garage that has a fucking crazy Hornby set. It's gonna be nuts. But for now, I just have to make do with the city skylines. But yeah, like, this cable car goes up over the train line just about hits it. I mean, the clearance on that is crazy. Into the sort of this sort of bowl of a town. This is our ore extraction area. It's a mining colonies of sorts, and it is sprawling, to be fair. This is, you know what I was talking about earlier about mixed zoning? This is not mixed zoning, this is a sprawling industrial hell site, but the area of resources was quite wide, so I sort of wanted to use, I mean, it's not the most efficiently placed, but I think this one doesn't need to be on the actual thing, so we're extracting. It's fine. And I've got infinite resources on because I hate when you build... I don't understand why they did this in the game, actually. Like, you can use up all of the, like, ore in an area, and then you have this big industry area that is no longer useful. You know? But whatever. We've got steel plant here, and that makes some really nice products. I mean, yeah, look at the profit on that. It's probably not that high, actually. It's a green. Yeah, own products and import. Okay, whatever. And a lemonade factory, because we got crops and we got glass. The ability to make glass, so that's good. We've got strange bits of electricity just all over the place. More ore mining. And then we've got the train station. And this train line goes all the way to here, and then to here. So if you want a direct train, you get the direct train all along here to here. And then if you want to get the metro, you get the metro all the way around here to here, which is nice. So it sort of connects these two areas along with the cable car as well. And I think both get used quite frequently. 126 passengers and 697. Obviously the metro gets used more because it's... I think that's with real life too. I think they tried that in London by the O2 Arena. But yeah, that's sort of the city. So I'm happy to have shown you that. There's a riding stable here as well. A library. Gotta keep everyone educated, and you can see traffic flow is fairly high, 76% over the whole thing. There's a little bit of train backing up here. A little bit of traffic backing up here. Busy at this intersection. That's just a busy intersection, you know. But honestly, the traffic flow in this city is... I'm pretty happy with it. Fire ability is good. Land value. Everyone has nice high land value because I provide for my citizens, you know. And we can see the policies that I've got. Recreational use. 420, bro. Of course legalize it. Of course legalize it. Education boost. We like to keep everyone educated. Parks Plazas draw 10% more visitors. Cost 100 cents. 100 credits. Maybe I'll add that. Prefer parks. Why not? People like parks. Might give us some more money for Edworld. Encourage biking. Cycling is great. Gets people off the roads. But yeah, that's the city. Is there anything else I need to show you? The airport, we've done that. We got nuclear power. I got these sort of cheaty clarifiers. I think they're a workshop add-on. Just because I hate how the vanilla game handles like sewage. Like you just have to put like a sewage outlet like way over here just to like look, for example, here's one that I did just for an achievement. Not an achievement, a milestone or something, a monument or a unique building. I can't remember why I did it. Oh yeah, and here's the Colossus. But you just have to put like a treatment plant over here just so that it doesn't like sully and dirty all your water. I'd just rather have that sorted for me. You know, I don't want to actually pollute the water with shit water everywhere, and the whole water turns brown. I don't know if you played City Skylines, then that's basically what happens. Turn the rain down. Oh yeah, there's hot air balloons. We got everything, man. It is a fantastic city. I'm very happy with it, and I'm only gonna grow it. So I think what happens next is I tidy up this area, and then I start expanding this area down, make some more bridges, interconnections, expand the subway to come the whole way down here, and maybe even connect up to here, so you can just take the subway the whole way if you don't want to take a direct train the whole way. So yeah, that's City Skylines. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Ed's show. We'll quit after saving. Oh yeah, look at this. It like does this weird what kind of language is that? I think the game is just breaking. I put too much in it, and now like the game is fully breaking, which is kind of fun. I should probably get City Skylines too, but who cares? But now I need to try and end the stream with my broken OBS, because OBS is still a big black. This is my OBS window right now. I wonder if I shut it, will it end the stream?